second. Carol, a short comment on last year, Carol.
Last year was the year of forming the Hussar movement, which I am a great supporter of.
Fuck you, Carol. But I'm also a big supporter of that. I'd also ban myself. Okay, thank you. Let me move you out of here.
I'd like to remember that you want to ban yourself.
Yes, it is. All right, Marth. Marth? Very nice. Now you're out of your car. Let's continue with Adobe player. A short comment on last year.
What? You're gay.
That's it.
Regiment, terrible. RTM, only good member.
Carol was more creative.
What did you say?
Terrible.
What did you...
Ask him.
Okay.
Oh my god.
This is going nice.
Table flip. Give me a second. Where is he? Here he is. Give me a second. Table flip. A comment on how last year went.
What's happened? Wait.
I just give a fucking comment on how the last year went.
You should just script this and then not tell us to say stuff.
I'm not telling you to say stuff. I could write the script, but I'm not. I'm just asking you.
It was. Should I say something good, or anything?
It doesn't matter. I'll say good things at the end.
Yeah, it's very chaotic. It was pretty fun. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you, Table. Truly good Catholic man. Let me move you up.
This is lovely stuff so far.
Yes. Let's continue with Greaves. This is not gonna go well. Oh, my friend Greaves. Short comment on how the year went for, the regiment and you last year,
Oh, lots of trolling, brilliant times.
I knew I could count on you. Thanks for the input. I can still. It is unforgettable how you trolled all those cannons in the luge. I'll never forget it. That's for sure. I'll move you up now. Thank you, Graves. All right, time for the truly. And let's enter video. Dear Lord, this is not gonna go. Vito, a comment on last year in regards to the regiment and the clan in general.
I wish I never joined this. I want to shoot myself.
Me too.
Yeah, friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you change my shit?
I cannot say it correctly. Sorry. Also, I'm not playing FIFA. Fuck.
What? I didn't ask for FIFA. I have FIFA 22.
Why do you buy that shit anyway?
I don't even know though. I already spent like a full day on that game.
I'll try to get on Rome 2 tomorrow, okay?
Tomorrow I'm busy. I have like classes for all day.
Okay, send me the rest of the week whenever you have time.
Okay, after 5 p.m. in Portugal time, I will be able.
Okay, I'll send me. I think I'll have time. Wait, let me move you up now.
No, let me stay here.
No. Okay. Let's see if anyone from the others is on. Don't look that way. Yep, don't look that way. Well, I'll send to the others like some other time. Do you? I mean, you've been here for a very short time, Marth, but
Yes.
you can give a comment as well.
You know, I can't troll, so that's my problem being in this regiment. So I'm a serious player, but I'm having fun with you guys so far. I just hope you won't disable my cannons all the time. That's all.
We won't disable your what?
My cannons in the Deluge events.
We only did it once in our
Twice,
defense.
with today it's twice.
Oh, they did it today again?
Yes.
Damn, I didn't see that. I was gonna laugh.
It's fine. Yeah, nice place, nice leader, of course, very nice, very Catholic,
Very. I'm Orthodox, you idiot.
I know. Yes.
And now, time for me to give a comment. Mine is gonna be a bit of a lengthy one because I'm retarded. First and foremost, I wish a Happy New Year to all of our members. You know, to Amadou, to Vito, Carol, Artyom, the Hagar, Tableflip, Greaves, Keo, Simba, Gone, Nath, Ciel. I'm just trying to remember everyone. I know everyone by name. Black Death, Trevor, Nachman, Leon, Hubert, Ladicius, Danda, Olaf, who else? I'm forgetting someone. Table Flip. Fuck Hydra. Fuck Hydra. He's never been to an event. For fuck's sake. The two Americans. No, the two Americans. Cone is an American too, but I mean George and his friend. I haven't seen them in a while. Zivago, though he's no longer on the server, but good Romanian man. Oh, hey, he's also Romanian. They've not sold anything. For fuck's sake. Asdead, not Asdead, Asdead. For fuck's sake. Who is not coming to events to play with anime waifus because yeah, of course. Anyhow, also just so you know, Asdeath hasn't come to a single event in the last year, probably at Trunks most of it.
Nice.
Because he was surgeon from before.
Well.
Yes, I do. Goxwatch, Beckma, who else? I think strictly from our regiment, that's about it. Senin, Spicer, the Finnish guy, and of course his Lithuanian friend Senin.
You forgot
no one
Marshall.
else. Marshall, right? From good old Indonesia. I think he's moved. No, I think
And
he's
Pablo,
in university. You're here. Like I'm like an idiot. Yeah, Pablo. Pablo Potato, the Turkish guy. The only Turkish guy we have. He was intending on bringing other people on, but never happened. Like those people are strictly from the regiment. If we go by the clan, I don't remember. for better or for worse. Ah, Scottish. Scott. He's an American. You haven't seen him, but he came onto like 2 or 3 events, and he played bagpipes on each of those events during the event. It was awesome. Don't think I'm forgetting anyone else strictly from the regiment. If I am, probably someone's gonna note it in like comment section, and I'm gonna shout at me. As for the clan in general, we've got a lot more people in that, especially people playing other things like CK2 and Total Wars and whatnot. So I definitely forget people there. So I'm not gonna go with every name there. But Happy New Year to you people too. Happy New Year to the people of the Empire. Slavomir, despite how I do disagree with a lot of the things, like he gets overworked over things that don't require so much attention, I think, sometimes. But he has improved, I think, over time. He just must stop taking things so seriously. He needs to be more like us. A mess. Yeah. Slavomir and Swissler, nice texture pack, fix the fucking sailors, fuck you. And Swissler, by the way, is on the red and blue voice acting. Some of it is done by Swissler. There's a voice line. Anyway, I'm gonna sing that Swissler. Oh my god. And of course, Lofted Luke, the other light infantry officer, who I think he gave command to someone else. Don't remember what happened. I think he's got to work. It's unfortunate. He's a good man. Combat leader. I'll be honest. If I didn't know he had a girlfriend, I'd think he'd be gay. Plays. I mean, let us be honest with ourselves. He plays Genshin Impact, and he spends way too much time with Slavomir. Like, if I didn't know he had a girlfriend, I'd think he's gay.
You don't want me to edit this out, right?
No. I wouldn't be saying it otherwise. Who else? Steve Arkley from the 3E. He's also in the Empire. Maximo, Crazy, Twist. Twist. Great Scottish man. Important. Yeah. In general, the Empire has been like a great opportunity for us since we joined. I think a lot of the development we have as a clan, as a regiment, has been because of us joining the Empire. So I'm very, very happy about the way that's going. And of course, to like all the good folks, all the good clans and regiments that come to the Saturday mod events, and we hope we can actually get more so that it doesn't fucking die off like the rest of the mod events are. Clans are in the AP, Grindfall, Pappenheimer, Belgium, 8 Belgium, and Belgium. I haven't realized yet whether they're a different clan or not. I said it's Belgium once. Anyhow. And I don't know if Jomsburg, obviously, like they've got the most based person. Goddamn Rick. Yep. MF, obviously, and our cooperation with MF has been real great. It's because of them that we've got the Saturday mod event at this right now, and I think their folks do a good job. Mark especially, with Burforce and with the Luge, like it's the other way around, the Luge and Burforce respectively. Then the 16th, like the 16th only comes from the regiments. It doesn't really matter. I mean, it does matter, but we don't see them very often. SK. Who else? I'm trying to think so that I don't forget anyone. AP, the Polish guys. I think that's about it. I had some MF. I nearly forgot that one. Also, Happy New Year to some other of my friends, like Ryan from the 65Y, and all the people from the Greek part of the 16th. They're good folks. They also did the Greek Regiment in Hallfest. I've heard that's going pretty well. Just don't have time to be going to their events. Well, I think that's about it for the wishes. I've wished like every single person in the Warband community if I go on any longer. But yeah, it's been a great year for the regiment. I didn't expect that we'd be doing this well. That we'd manage to reach our goal of having around 17-20 people by the end of the year, and actually do promotions. I pretty much thought that I was going to be bullshitting Amado with whether he's going to be promoted or not for the rest of his life, because I didn't think we were going to be like 17 or more in the same event. Especially not towards the end of the year. I thought it was possible, but I had to like prepare for it, because as usual with the SGR, we never prepare for anything. And I'm seeing like, oh my god, last event last year, if you remember that with the Empire, or 17, I think we were either 17 or 18. And I like, holy shit! But it was very fun, very fun.
A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one. Yes. Exactly.
We're really unexpected. And I think we'll do even better this year. I mean, it's already next year. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I have to say. We still have to. I'll still try to get the others on to like say a little to say something as well. Like from the regiment, I'm not gonna get the whole regiment. Like obviously, that's from our regiment. We'll see if I can get them on, if not or not. Oh yeah, and I forgot one guy from the regiment, Judea from Israel. Hasn't come like for a while, but he's got like school and stuff. He doesn't have time. And the Syrian Black Death. I nearly forgot that one. I also haven't seen him in a while. We also had 2 Chinese people, but Xi Jinping said they cannot play more than like what was it, 3 or 1 hour per week. So they cannot come to anything. And concluding this like fucking essay. Special thanks to Artyom and Zagger, because without them we might have not without Artyom for certain we would have not existed. And as for Jagger, well, he provides our server, and he's a fucking great guy overall. So yeah. Also I forgot to say thanks to the FFS and Mushkaluza, who's from there. I'm definitely butchering that name, but oh well. He's a good guy, helped me out with some things. Yeah. Also, special thanks to Amado, Carl, and Vita. They've helped out a lot in the past year, and I know how Amado acts sometimes can seem disturbing, but it's actually pretty fun once you get used to it. I don't have a problem with it anymore. As for Carol, well, it's just that he's keeping the stability, much like Artyom, but Artyom is more effective at it. Because whenever Artyom's on, everyone shuts down. And Vito, he's the reason y'all get promoted or not. Because if Vito doesn't do the attendance chart, none gets promoted, because I don't know who the hell is supposed to get promoted or not. Yeah, that's about it. Do you have anything else to add yourself, Marth? Like,
not for the time being.
Not for the time being. Damn.
I've been here like what, 2 weeks. I don't know shit. So
we've been here for over a year and we don't know shit anyway.
I mean, if you want my first impressions, they're great. I haven't been to an international clan since 2016, probably. Like, at least a proper one. And yeah, after 5-6 years of hearing just Polish, it is a welcome change for sure. I like that we are like from everywhere in the world and we still understand each other and we still have fun. Actually, that's the most important thing. We have fun on the events. Like, sure, we might not be the best organized team, we might not be the most efficient, the most skilled, even though I think we're pretty good. But yeah, we're having fun, and that's what matters when playing a game. So yeah, you're all doing a good job, and I'm glad to be here.
You get the point. You get the point, my man. You get the point. As for the most skilled, we're changing that. Or like, hopefully, we can make a group fighting team at some point. I am hoping we can do that, because we got skill, that's for sure. In the regiment, there's a lot of people. Cone and Jagger, myself, you to some extent. I mean, you're new to NW, but I do think that having some experience in Warband in general is just all the same for all mods. And Nath, okay, yeah, Nathan the THCR. He's with THC normally, but he'd help us out if we did group fights in NW. Yeah, in general we have, and Dande and Kia, they're all pretty good, but just never getting around to actually doing anything. And Ladish is pretty good, I think, as well. I'm not sure. I know she's pretty good. Just never getting around to doing that. Oh, yeah, and I nearly forgot. Oh, and Sharp. Happy New Year to Sharp. And Lynx. We're good. I hope Sharp can find it within himself to just stop trying to mess with Amado, or with other people in general. He stands out. I don't know how he managed to stand out even more than Amado, but he somehow does it. I don't know how he does it. Anyhow. And another special thanks to Fail. Sir Fail a lot. He's with the THC, and in Bear Force he hosts all their events. Without whom there wouldn't be a Bear Force mod to play anymore, because there wouldn't be a player base. Yeah, we're very grateful about that. We're trying to fucking save the mod community right now, because everything's fucking dying. The Loose Alive on events, we have some people on mod events on Saturday, but it's not the best, and that's normal. Like, NW came like 10 years ago. Warband came out in 2010, right? Or 2009.
Yeah, in 9, I believe.
We are 13 years on this fucking game. I've been personally here from 2013, but yeah, 13 years of the same game. You're bound to have some kind of like exhaustion.
Yeah.
community. No.
I feel you. It's 11
What's-
years for me. It's too much.
Yeah. Problem is, it's a good game and it's definitely better than fucking Bannerlord, which I bought and never played. I cannot believe that they fucked this up so badly at Tale Worlds. And it's just that the only thing they have to do to fix it is give people public servers and the community will fix it for you. Dear Lord. But yeah. And last but not least, Happy New Year to Dork. He doesn't come to events, but he's a good friend. He's from Thailand. We might actually have one person from each country in the world.
Do you have somebody from Botswana?
Well, Table Flip is from South Africa.
Close enough.
Close enough. And I don't think we have an actual person from Iran. Swissler is half Iranian. He's not with our regiment, he was with the Empire, but Swissler is Iranian. Half Iranian, but he lives in Britain. We've got a person from Iraq, Dande. From Israel. Syria, Kuwait. From Turkey. Okay, from the Balkans, we got the entire set. We'd never had a Bosnian on an event, but we had one on the server, that's for sure. Serbians, we had a bunch because of Artyom. Like Queen and Queen and Mile. They're not on the server. You haven't known them. Trust me. They're a lot more trolling than Amadeo. It gets worse. Trust me. Of course, from Germany. We don't have any French people. I don't think we have any French people.
Wow, that's a disgrace.
Thanks. I'd say the opposite, but I don't want to get demonetized yet. We have a lot of Russians. Not a lot. It's Artyom, Dagger. I mean, yeah, Slavomir. He plays sometimes with us. And the Leonid, he's a university friend of Artyom's. He hasn't played in a while, but he used to play with us. We have a guy from Lithuania, but doesn't come because he's in the army, and he was also in another regiment, so he doesn't have the time. I don't think we have. I don't know if we have a Spanish version. We used to. I'm not sure if we do now. We actually have the entire like British Isles set. We've got an English version. We don't have a Welsh person, but we have a Cornish person. Yeah, and he actually speaks Cornish. When I learned it, I was like, holy shit. But yeah, he does. Yeah. How long have I been talking?
Almost 30 minutes.
God damn.
It's okay.
Yeah, like it's this is the video where I have to mention everyone, so I'm trying not to leave anyone out. Just trying to. It's like the saying Happy New Year to your dysfunctional family, which is kind of what the Warband community is. It's a lot worse than a dysfunctional family, but it's a dysfunctional family whose parents hate it and made an offspring that looks like the fucking like a fucking fucking troll. Yeah, but to be honest, Tail Worlds might actually be trolling us in reality. Because there's no other way that Bannerlord can be that bad. But yeah, and then you get like the regiments and the clans, everyone in them like they're like the siblings that kind of love-hate each other, something like that. The CSC, I'd also happy New Year to them, and Connor, he's a good guy. Helped out with Persistent Napoleonic for a bit while that was still alive. Yeah, that was a great project. Such a shame didn't get off, but it was expected, to be honest. There is no, I'd say there's no place, there's no people anymore for new mods. Maybe, you know, with updating older mods, maybe, but new mods definitely on Warband don't get so much traction, and it's difficult to get people on for them. Especially a mod like Persistent Napoleonic, which is the mod I'm referring to. But the developer of it, Wesley, great guy, Brazilian, awesome. He's on the Discord server. He's a programmer outside of Warband. His work was excellent, but as I said, no people. It's sad, but it's how it is. I want to thank the good people at the Red and Blue Discord and the Red and Blue team. They're doing good work keeping that mod alive. It's a great mod. Viva Franco, viva España, obviously. If you're a Republican, you post in my comments, fuck you. Yeah. Thank you to the 24th as well from AZW, keeping that mod alive. I used to play when the 31st. I used to host the Friday events on it, but like there was a lot of confusion during some events, and then people just stopped playing. There are a lot of people on some days on HW, even on public servers nowadays. Though I went on one day and there was like 19 people on, and I'm definitely sure that there wasn't an event. So yeah, pretty good work at that. The THC, I mentioned Nate before. THC has done a great work. Like, I remember one, like half a year. Nate has done a great job with the clan. He's improved like everything, or like something that nearly didn't exist, and he made the clan what it is right now. It's pretty decent. And if I had time, I'd be helping out as well, even more, but I don't. Who else? Spelled in. I think 8th Brand. They also come to our events, Saturday mod events. I forgot to mention that. I think that's about it. I think I've mentioned the entire community.
Yeah.
Not the entire community. Yeah. We've got other regiments that come on Saturday mod events. There's always some new regiment on it, and that's exactly why I don't do I don't have reg leaders send me like how many they're gonna be, and that's why I have stopped the whole thing with giving special classes. Whenever we do the Saturday mod events, I always use the server limits for classes. I know, it's a cheap solution, but too much work for me. B, too much pain in the ass for all regiments participating. So, yeah, it's a lot better that we just have class limits. I know it's not possible on more organized events. I won't say bigger events because we get a lot of people sometimes. On the Deluge we had over 100, so yeah, that's definitely not a factor in that. But yeah, it's a lot better that way. And I don't have to track who got on the event and who didn't. That's stupid. If they can come, they will. If they cannot, they won't. That's how you use at the end of the day. Anyone else? I didn't mention the polls from SK. LJ and Livonic, they are in Deluge whenever we do Delusion Circus. They're always on Tuesdays. Goodfellas on the 13FW. When we have North and South Salamander from the 1stSGR comes on sometime. And the 63rd, they come on for North and South sometimes as well. Am I forgetting anyone? I don't think so. I think that's about it.
While you're taking your time to remember, just I wanted to give a shout out to like the still barely alive with Fire and Sword community, just because I'm here and I can do it. Like I don't know how, but the Polish are just working their way through it. So like, I mean, I don't know, but like you're giving shout outs to everybody. I think they deserve a little shout out as well. I'm specifically referring to the guys in Armia Corona who are having like, I don't even know, I think it's like almost the 40th season of the Polish league now. If it's still going, I think it's still going. And just the fact that they managed to keep that whole game alive for 11 years is miraculous. Like, I gave up on it 3 years ago, pretty much. And yeah.
You mean with us or Deluge?
With Fire and Sword, yeah, like the...
That tournament is going on?
Yes. I believe so.
Yeah, oh my god. Well, like, there was a duel tournament before, now they're doing clan tournament?
There were many, but like, you know, this Polish league, the GK Pola League, is had numerous seasons. I think like at least 36 seasons have been held so far. So like around 35, 36 something. And they're still going. Like they don't play the game normally, but they still gather to do these clan wars. And I don't even know how they managed to do that. Like the international community died, the German community is pretty much dead, held together by like 1 or 2 people. And well, we have this, and it's only the Polish. So okay.
Damn. The only other person other than you and how's his name? Come on. Roman. Other than you and Roman was made in Brazil. That's the only people I remember from that time.
He did some stuff too, yeah. We had a siege event back in 2017, which was I think the last big Deluge event, and even not Deluge, Fire and Sword event, and even that only had like 60 people. So it wasn't the best, but it was something.
Yeah, and but back in 2017 you also had like Westeros, I think, that still had players on regularly.
Yeah, but it died, as everything. And also one more shout out to the Merce community, which I again have no idea how that mod is alive. It's just becoming like more and more toxic.
Yeah.
But they're still going, they're still playing, they're still racking up gold and buying unnecessary equipment for themselves and making other characters. So yeah, that's the mod.
I know that. Like Fail, who does a Burforce event, still plays on that, and I'm like, what the fuck is that still a thing alive? How the hell is Mercenaries still alive? I've never played Mercenaries. For the record, I've never played them. I was always more on the NW side of things. So, with I never had a good relation with native mods, mostly because I'm terrible. I cannot fight with more than 2 attack directions, 2 attack, 2 block directions. I mean, yeah, there are swords in NW as well, but you're a pussy if you fight with swords. Yeah, and I was always an infantry regiment, so I kind of got used to it. Even before the SGR, like all regiments I've been were infantry regiments. Even though my name is TheFearlessHussar, which is like weird as fuck.
Yes.
I actually like playing cav in NW more than playing infantry, but it just so happened that I never got into like cavalry regiment. This never happened. I always end up being infantry. Somehow Warband's still alive, and we're here for 1 more year, hopefully. And I think it's gonna last this year, because I heard like Bannerlord still doesn't have any public servers and will not have them for a while more. Not public servers, community servers. My bad, I mentioned that previously as well. Community servers. They mentioned something about, you know, fixing the issue, which is like easy to fix. Did you know that the community actually did make a community server and Tailworlds took them down?
I've heard, yes.
Yeah. Like, okay, I get it. Bannerlord's not the best. Okay, I get it. It's good single player. Its multiplayer is not great, and we're saying, okay, well, its multiplayer is not great. However, you know what would fix like 90% of our problems? Community servers. A guy makes a community server and tells us like, no. And where is the sense in all that? Probably they had some reasons, but they definitely did not sit very well with the community.
And while we're on the topic, just sorry to stop you here, I have to point out that like we waited 8 years for Bannerlord to be released. They give us a half-finished game, let's be honest. And now they're not even listening to the player base, which, by the way, knows how to improve these games, because that's what we have been doing for the past 8 years. And here is where I have to give a big shout out to like basically every single Warband player by name, or just even the unknown ones, who ever did something for their respective communities, because it was not the Tailworlds developers who made these games better, especially the multiplayer scene. No, it was all the modders, it was all the players who raised like all of these community events, who made the groups, who organized more and more events and kept all of this, what we call Warband or Mount&Blade, alive. And that's like, I think that achievement just goes to, well, every single one of us who ever did something for Warband or Mount&Blade in general. So yeah.
That's actually what I say to a lot of people who said, oh, Bannerlord was that or that, is going to be great. Or after it came out that, oh, Tailworlds fucked up. Tailworlds didn't fuck up. Tailworlds never was all that great. That's what people don't understand. Tailworlds, the only thing Tailworlds did before Bannerlord, they made Bannerlord 1, you know, the original one, and native. That's all that Tailworlds itself has done. Because people do not understand that everything else has not been made by Tailworlds. Even the DLCs they have are not made by Tailworlds. The Napoleonic Wars DLC was made by, mostly, the Mountain Musket mod team, which is basically, well, the mod that preceded NW as a DLC. With Fire and Sword was made by a mod team, former mod team. Viking Conquest was made by the Britain Valda mod team. And then all these things were, which are a lot better than vanilla native, are not made by Tailworlds. And And that's a big thing to consider because it says that Tailworlds is not all that great. Yeah, the game is great, but it's not great because of Tailworlds, exactly as you said. And however, one thing that I will cut them some slack for, Bannerlord had not been in development for 8 or I think it should be 9 years at this point. It was development for like 5 or 6. Because, as you can recall, they switched engines mid-development. I don't know how much of their work they had to scrap when they did that, but I guess it was some significant amount. So it wasn't, oh, it's been 8 years. No, it was a lot less than that. Because they had to switch to the new engine. I don't know if they knew how to work the new one. It didn't have a lot of differences. I think.
Well, I've heard something with the textures was fucked up because, like, well, I've just heard this summer that the current modding team has trouble doing the textures with this engine. Like, you can't really switch from the Warband engine with the textures to this new Bannerlord engine. That's what I've heard anyway.
Well, I don't know how it goes, but I know that they were working on everything, and then they upgraded the engine they were working on, and had to work on a lot of things from the start. So it's less time, but it's still the end result is not something unexpected. Bannerlord is like native. It's got a great single player. Well, okay, native multiplayer was always okay-ish. I never found native multiplayer very fun, except for Mountain Siege, maybe, and TG Arena. That was a good time. But the most people actually, when NW came out, were in NW, which was not made by Tailworlds. And the most popular servers on native were the community servers. I don't think I've actually ever seen like official, the official Paradox servers ever. I don't. Do they even exist on Mount&Blade anymore? I don't think they do. Like I think they did at first, and then they just stopped bothering with it. But that's the point. All Tailworlds needs to do is let people have community servers and those modding tools they were supposed to be giving. I heard they gave out modding tools like last time, but since you have no community servers, you cannot make multiplayer mods, so that beats the point. And you have changed a lot of things, especially mods like the Plan PK mod for Bannerlord, Medievalism. They cannot mod for multiplayer, so that thing's dead. DLC. I'm not gonna make that show. I'll stop myself. Yeah. But I think personally that Bannerlord will be developed as much as Warband. It just will take some time. It had a bumpy start, that's for sure. And at some point we will all have to switch Bannerlord or die trying in Warband. Because we cannot go to Holdfast. We might, like as an NW regiment, would be the most reasonable thing to do. Just not a lot of people have that game. So yeah, we're waiting and seeing what the hell happens to Warband this year. I don't think it's gonna die. There's a lot of NW events out there. I like how every discussion how many people Warband has ends up in NW.
Well, to be honest, it is one of the leading things in Mount&Blade, I think, right now.
It is the leading thing.
Yeah. I like how we turned this into a podcast, by the way. It's just...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, go on.
Doesn't really matter. It's once a year, so I won't be doing this any other time. I don't have the the mental capacity to do this from once.
We should though. I love complaining about companies and shit. I'm kidding.
I don't have a problem doing that. I just wasn't prepared. I didn't have the script. I wasn't, if I was prepared, I'd have better arguments. Now, Tail World stands will come in the comment section and say how subjective my opinion was. Is there actually anyone that actually defend Bannerlord? I don't think so. But yeah, NW, I don't see NW dying, at least not anytime soon. It still has public servers. That's one sign. I personally think that the sign that the community is not gonna die off anytime soon is public servers. You've got Tropical Paradise. You got Mini Siege. We've got other small EU Commander. Humans versus zombies. Not zombies, bots. Humans versus bots. There was a zombie server, but it died. That was a long time ago. They were planning to do it again, but I was planning to do it again. But I found the scripts, didn't work. Shout out to the comment section if you know how to make them work. Send me a message. I have no idea. Like, I sent them to Jagger, who's got our server. We booted them on, didn't work. We tried several times to change a bunch of stuff, but you must need to make some change somewhere, because right now it don't work. And I think the reason they don't work is because they come from before Einbund was a thing. When did Ryan become a thing? In 2019? 20? I think it was 18. Either 18 or 19, I don't remember. Those were made before that. The pause was from, I don't know, the from was from 2017, I think. Not sure. So that might be the reason they don't work. I could actually just edit them myself. Try that. But yeah, humans versus bots is great. It was even better before, but I do not complain. It's a great server. Well, those are the major public servers. They always were the major public servers on NW. Well, Mini Seeds wasn't. There were other seed servers before. I just don't remember which. And they had normal seeds maps. Mini Seeds has a normal seeds maps as well, but it also has maps of its own, which are a bit smaller, which is always good. Yeah, Tropical Paradise was always the big thing, the deathmatch server of the community, the hell of NW. And of course, let's not forget the group fighting servers. Yay! Cavalry group fighting and group fighting server, which is for infantry. I've spent too many hours on this. Usually because I wasn't that in a regiment, and they said you get a high score in there, we give you a point. Hadn't realized at the time that all the LARPers were in there. No offense, they're all good people. All the people that were a lot more skilled than I was were in there, and I was like, holy shit, I can't do anything in here. I actually learned, the joke, like, it's 2020, who doesn't know chambering anymore?
Yeah.
For me, chambering is the thing that I'll learn once. I'll use it for, like, the match that I'm supposed to have learned it for, the group fighting modes or whatever, and then I'll forget it for a bunch of years until I need to do I need to be in a group fighting once again, at which point I'm like I maybe should reteach myself how to chamber. Until then, in between those times, I'm like, how the fuck were you doing this again?
Yeah, I mean, plus, you know, like everyone has a peak level, I think, that they reach, and then after that, it's sometimes hard climbing back there. Like, I remember my peak was in like 2013 and 14, and yeah, since then it's been kind of going downhill, mostly because I don't really do duels anymore, but yeah. And also the other thing you mentioned is all of these community servers, and it is very true that I think a Warband or Mount&Blade mod, or even a game itself, like, is pretty much kept alive as long as we have these community servers. Like, for the example, with Fire and Sword, it was kept alive by 1stSGR, as you mentioned earlier, and that pretty much died off, I think, in late 2017. Like, it completely shut down because there was not enough funding for a 200 slot server anymore, and there
was no need for 200
not a lot of players either. But like that server alone kept the Fire and Sword community alive, and after it died, we only had like a few, like Server of Love, the Deathmatch one. We had the Army of Corona battle. We had the Barabi duel, but even that disappeared. So because we lost that one server, which attracted like at least still like hundreds of players every day, if you count them all together, we lost that, and then the whole thing went down. So
yeah, no, it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate, but there is still hope. We're still here. We're not your mama dead yet, and hopefully will remain so. But yeah, I don't want to move to Bannerlord. I'm scared. And I don't want to move to Holdfast. I move to Holdfast, I don't know what the fuck I'll do. So like the same as NW. Holdfast is like NW, but with a weird melee combat system. I mean, it's nearly the same, but the delays between attacks and blocks make it very random. So, you know, in NW, you know the skill of the person behind the bayonet, the cool guy. Dear God, we're certain bastards. Anyhow, yeah, the skill mattered. You know, how you block, feints, chambering, and stuff like that. Swissler, for example, who has lost his life over the game, has got 8,000 hours. Most of them on W. Yes. He doesn't need to block. He can just chamber me without even thinking about it. It's great. It's awesome. I tell you, it's painful. We did, like, I dueled him once. Didn't go very well. And in Holdfast, on the other hand, it doesn't matter how long you've been playing the game. Like, from my experience. Don't know if other people like different experience played the game longer, but from what I've seen, it's just stab, and usually you won't have enough time to block the stab of like the enemy, and it's very random where the hit will land. So it's not skill based anymore, and melee systems are a big thing that newer games that are, let's be honest, based off Warband fail at. Because do not tell me that Holdfast is not based off NW. Like, come on. It's the same thing, just with better graphics. You've got Holdfast, Whiff of Sulfur, I think that's what it was called. And let us not forget that all these games are made by, you guessed it, old Warband modders.
yes.
Or well, at least portions of the dev teams were. Whiff of Sulfur, I think, was exclusively made by the Wigs and Tories mod team. Holdfast, Nation Shadow War had I'm certain they had one or two developers that were from Legle. One of the best single player, like not. It had the best textures, very shiny, crystal clear. They were awesome for uniforms and hats for the Napoleonic era. They had done a great work. I mean, okay, it was a single player mod, and I'll be honest, playing single player on an Napoleonic era, yeah, it was okay-ish, but it wasn't my favorite thing. I'd rather play Parishno, like native mod, Pandas native mod. Parishno was awesome, and Prophecy of Bender.
Oh,
That was a
good
great
times,
mod.
good time.
Yep. But Legolas had great uniforms. I'd just get on the mod to do dress up. It feels embarrassing to say, but that's what I did. And some of their devs went on to make Holdfast. I know they had devs outside of Lego as well, because someone had asked about it. People had asked about it quite a bunch of times, and I think it made it to one of their Q&As. I'm not sure. I think it made it to one of their Q&As. Anyhow, of course, you have War of Rights after that, which destroyed one of the best communities, one of the best mod communities in Warband, and without the best results, so I dare say, the North and South community in Warband, after the DLCs, because NW is still a DLC, it's not a mod, North and South was the second biggest community after NW, I think, especially after a while that Native had started to like give its first place to NW. Especially at the time when the DA, Dixieland Army, was active, North and South had a lot of people. The problem was that, I mean, it's not a problem. Some of its devs, I mean, they didn't work as devs. Hinkel worked as a community moderator, advisor. I don't know how they do those things, but Hinkel, who was like the head dev, I think, in North and South, he went on to join the War of Rights team, and a lot of people from the North and South community went and did that as well, making companies and stuff like that, because War of Rights is historical and it's on company level, as it should be. And that kinda destroyed the community, the North-South community. Like, and the problem was that people went on War of Rights, and a lot of them from North and South, and a lot of them were dissatisfied because it wasn't the same. It's not the fact that it wasn't the same. It was the fact that it was less of a game and more of a simulation. That would be an accurate description, I think. War of Rights is a simulation. If you like simulations, yeah, it's awesome. Awesome graphics. Fucking CryEngine, let's be honest. Awesome graphics. Attention to the very last fucking detail you can ever think of. They have actually managed one of the things that FPS games of any kind, of any time period, more specifically, have failed to do, which is force the players to play in a specific way. Because in Warfights they wanted to force the players to play historically, but what would happen at first was that everyone would like fuck off into like the middle of nowhere and just start shooting people from behind a tree. Which you can do it in game, but in reality you would marching in a lot, or you'd be skirmishing, but you would be around with, say, your other 10-20 baddies or 100 baddies if you were in the line, because that's a company line, not a regiment line, so that's why I'm saying 100. and that's how they fought historically. And the devs actually managed to make game modes for their game to force players to play historically, which I very much respect, because I don't play a lot of FPSs, but this is the first historical FPS I've seen where it actually forces players to not play so unconventionally, to play the game as it should be played. And yeah, that's not FPS in general, historical FPSs for the most part. The problem was that War of Rights, there is no gameplay. I mean, yeah, there is. You can hear the orders and stuff like that, but the bare bones system is fire. What's the otherwise brilliant reloading animation for I think it's 12 to 15 seconds. It's 4 rounds a minute, and fire again. Rinse and repeat till you're dead. Usually you're dead before you reload.
That sounds exciting.
Yeah, exactly. There is no melee system. The melee system is, again, historical. You just go in and wildly stab towards the general direction of the enemy, and hope you hit something. That's why like melee charges are so messy in War of Rights, especially with team kills. Because War of Rights is historical, so you can accidentally stab one of your teammates. Which is very likely when you're 100 people in the same unit. And you're so bunched up together and there's smoke everywhere and you cannot tell who's the friend and foe. Yeah. That, in my opinion, is the exciting part about War of Rights. The only exciting part. Not the only, but one of the few exciting parts in terms of gameplay. The whole feeling that you don't know what the fuck's going on. Like everyone's shooting, there's smoke everywhere, and you cannot see shit. The Yankees, I suppose they were blue, but is it blue in the smoke? Is it gray? Shoot, don't shoot. But yeah, it doesn't have a lot of gameplay. So a lot of people from North and South who went over to play it because they also heard the devs are here and it's gonna be awesome. And it's not the same as North and South, and the community died because of it. And then people want to come back to North and South, but they found that the community is dead, so they left, and then they left permanently. And the DA died, and yeah, you know how that goes. And the DA died for other reasons as well. Died for internal reasons, which are kind of known to me because I was with a regiment that held together after the DA oofed itself. The 50A. I think, as far as I know, they're still going. They're still alive. They're playing a different game. They're playing Battle Cry of Freedom. Oh, Battle Cry of Freedom, another game developed by Warband modders. It's actually not developed.
I can see a pattern here.
Yeah, it's actually not developed by Warband modders. Developed by FC, Flying Swirl Entertainment. The guys had collaborated to make Warband, whose logo was on the. How was it? Appeared when you launched the game, but then Tailworlds ended the partnership with them. Yeah, those guys. They're the ones making it. I think they are the ones that made NW. The Mountain Musket mod team. And then NW DLC team, and now Battle Cry of Freedom. Battle Cry of Freedom has been ages in development. It's probably before. No, it's not before. Bannerlord. When was Bannerlord announced? 2015, something like that.
No, that's what I mentioned earlier. It was announced, or at least rumored, as early as 2012. But then, as you said, they switched the engine in development. So that's why I said it was 8 years that we had to wait, because they announced it in 2012.
They didn't announce it in 2012. Come on, they announced it on like 2016. I think it's for the first time that they said, you know, we're doing this shit. I think that 2000. It might have been 2014. I might remember wrong. But yeah, I'm also seeing a pattern here with such games. The problem with a lot of them is that they do not retain the simplicity that Warband had in terms of gameplay, at the very least. They all look aesthetically pleasing a lot, but they don't retain this whole, you know, that 4 attack directions, I stab you, you die. But if you learn how to block and stab and swing at 4 attack directions, 2 if you're an NW player, then you can be actually good at the game, which was, I think, one of the major things for Warband's success, the simplicity of the combat system, which does not exist in Bannerlord.
Yeah, very true.
Like in Bannerlord, you have all those combos and stuff like that, and I'm like, why? I mean, yeah, look, as I'm saying, it looks aesthetically pleasing, but not gameplay. At least not sufficient enough gameplay. We've been playing Warband for, I've been since 2013, so that's 7 plus 2, 9 years. I think the fact that I've been playing Warband for too long might be the reason I don't like the game. That could also be.
But we still do it somehow. Paradoxically, we all want change, but we still keep doing the same thing and trying to facilitate change, but it's not going to happen. It's sad.
Yeah. We're all gonna die. Nah. But yeah, it's yeah, it's the fact that we've been around this game for far too long to want any changes to happen. But at the same time, as I said, simple gameplay helps. It's not just in Warband, other games I've played. You want a gameplay that's easy to understand and then hard to master. I think there was a critic on Warband that had that line. No, did they have that line on the not tutorial, the guide for Warband? I have read the guide for Warband. There's a guide, not the guides, you know, the community made ones, the instruction booklet, that the manual that you get on Steam. But yeah, but I think Battlecry of Freedom has a chance to have this whole simple gameplay. Simple gameplay that's also, you know, works. Though it does look a lot like Hold Fast, not gonna lie. However, I'm hopeful. It's not released yet. I want the key, but at the time that it was releasing for backers, betas, alphas, blah blah, that time, which was way back in the before the dark times. I had recently backed War of Rights. Yeah, I'm in that group too. And so I didn't have any money to back Battlecry of Freedom 2. And to be honest, I was like, Battlecry of Freedom had been like teased and announced for so very long, but they still hadn't done anything. Well, War of Rights had actually had a, you know, first release date for an alpha, and they actually kind of delivered on the date. So I was more hopeful for that, and I thought Battlecry of Freedom never released. To be honest, but it did, and I should have not doubted the team. FC delivered. Now we'll see how good the game is. I've seen some videos. The 5th GA my old regiment, North and South. They do play the game, and they released some footage of it some months ago, I think. Like that whiff of sulfur thing, I think it died. It was good while it lasted, but it just was like a copy of Whigs and Tories. I mean, they were the mod team of Whigs and Tories. It was nearly the same, which is not bad. Whigs and Tories was pretty good. Pretty good. The problem is that you cannot exactly play Whigs and Tories and not like see the obvious similarities with NW, except from the extra animations. The extra animations were awesome. But it does that NW base mods look very similar to each other, which is kind of a shame. Except if you're playing stuff like Blood and Iron, Age of Imperialism. Fucking hell, that mod was lit. And then it died. But there is Iron Europe. That one's still alive. Sometimes. Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what the winds of change have to say. That's for now. As for us, yeah, as a regiment, the SGR, the 1st St. George's Regiment, a bridge too far, which we made up because I always pick a charge regiment and kill off everyone whenever we play in W. Or I did when we still played in W outside the Empire. Now we play with the Empire, and I don't want to fuck us completely. Or if I do, I want to be able to blame it on Amadou. So
honesty is key.
Exactly. So I cannot be going around doing bullshit anymore. Because I fuck over us. I'll fuck over the rest of the Empire as well, and they won't like that. Think it's charge. But yeah. Pretty cool. Hope we get more people. Next milestone, I don't think we're ever gonna reach it. The next milestone is 30. We had an agreement with Artyom. My staff sergeant. Sergeant Mayor. He changed the rank recently. We said that like around 20 people, I'm gonna promote myself first lieutenant, do the promotions for NCOs again. And when we get around 30 or more, I'm gonna promote myself again to captain.
Okay. Have my
No.
support.
Yeah. Contrary to I don't know if it's most, but I know that a lot of regiments don't do this. We only promote to NCOs and stuff like that whenever we have need for more. When we don't, we don't. You still have the points for the enlisted ranks, but not NCO ranks. That's why Amadou was always so pissed whenever I mentioned the NCO ranks before, because I always told him, that if we don't reach that amount of people in a single event, you're not gonna get promoted. Yeah. I get it's annoying, but I think it's necessary. So we get more people, we'll get to the next milestone. I don't think we are, but who knows? We will do more things. In general, the more people we are, the more things we'll do. I do not think it's by chance that we have ended up with hosting so many events, doing CK2 nearly every day for some weeks before. And so forth, because we have a lot of some of the people we have also go to other events. They go to the Bear Force event with the THC, and we wouldn't be able to do all that stuff in the state that we're like in the start of the year. Things have improved a lot, and I actually think that it's the fact that we stopped having any sort of discipline was not bad. It was good. Has improved the quality of like even the quality in terms of them not being boring anymore and us having to stand in line, which annoyed me always. But in general, numbers have allowed us to do a bunch of stuff we wouldn't be able to do otherwise. And at the same time, they have allowed us to help out with the community, with the events again. I want the mod events to remain alive. Because they don't, the mods die for good. Because there are no public servers for them. And I don't think there are other mod events that do rotating mods other than ours at this point. I haven't heard of any. There is the Luge event, there's the SW, and a bunch of others, but they're either they're in one mod, or not a lot of people know about them. And we try to get people on those events, like we try to advertise and so forth. Regiments, clans and stuff like that, they're reluctant on getting on an event that they know, and we know it too, will not have a lot of people on. Because at the end of the day, you want to provide the, best event that you can for the people that you have. And usually that's a bigger event rather than the smaller one.
Yeah, and it's a big responsibility too. Because if you have one thing that like some people don't like, then the whole event could flop very easily. I experienced that last year with the biggest deluge event ever, which I'm proud to have organized. Yeah, I mean the first part of it was excellent, I would say. And the second one not because I made the map badly, but hey.
It's not the map that was badly made. It was the whole concept with the flags. I mean, even if someone had read that, because I had, but just forgot about it because a month had passed from the time I had. The problem is that you make too complicated rules for an event.
Yeah.
Unless you're an NW. Let me clarify that. Because they have done some pretty wild shit on NW events. But on NW there is an incentive if you're in such events to actually go through with all that, and there's a lot more planning put into it. For example, when they did the North and South roleplay on the Napoleonic Wars roleplay, NWRP, they had like campaign maps and like rules and stuff like that. Not rules like they played the campaign on a custom-made map as if it was, in a roleplay board game. It was pretty cool. They did a bunch of those stuff on NW. But yeah, complexity in normal events is not a good thing. In my opinion, it's not a good thing unless you're specifically planning for that, or you're an NW. In NW, you need to have a certain amount of complexity. You need to have a certain base of rules. Like, you do not limit light infantry or cavalry or artillery by server limit. That's not a thing. You assign classes. And then if someone gets the wrong class, God forbid, you slay them during the event or something like that. Not slay, depends, the response depends on the situation, but okay. However, in most other mods, we're usually they're dead. You don't want to put a lot of rules. You don't want to have people just thinking, oh, we need to be doing this and doing that. Be anxious about having their people do specific things. We want to have things as simple as possible.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, yeah. I guess I was just used to the older stuff and everything was more organized when we had more people around. But Yeah, nowadays people just want to play and they want to have a good time, and that's what matters. And I'm pretty happy that like the Saturday mod event team with you leading it now, and also the other mod events, they've been able to provide that for us. So we're still going strong, I would say, and I'm also hopeful for this year.
We'll see. We'll see. I've got. I have a good feeling about it. I hope. But it's all see and wait as usual. But as I've said before, things went well before. Things will go well again. So I think we've been over an hour, right?
1.5.
Oh my fucking god! I know, an hour and a half.
It feels like we're like two old men complaining about how times were better like 10 years ago. Like, oh goodness.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, I've fucking, for better or for worse, I've grown up with the game. Like, it's a second game. It's not even a game series, because I've grown with game series like Pokemon. Unfortunately, that game series let me down real bad. They fucked it all up lately. And that's another reason I might actually dislike Bannerlord. I've got this general perspective that a newer versions of older games usually worse in quality than better. Total War is a great example of that. I cannot believe what they're doing in Total War Troy, dear lord. But that's how it goes. Usually the more arcadey shit appeal to more people. People don't have time. They want battles to last 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, I've grown up with these old games. So and Warband is a single game. Imagine that. I've been 9 years on the same fucking game. I've got to be having a problem here.
How many hours do you have in Mount&Blade altogether?
Not a lot, actually. I've got like 2,770.
Yeah, comparatively, that's decent, I would say. I've seen a guy with 13,000. I am like halfway between with my 6,000-7,000. I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, it's been a lot. But I think like growing up with this game, it's been an experience. For me, it was learning English, meeting new friends, finding love for the first time. So yeah, it's been varied. It's been quite the experience indeed. And even though we haven't made a lot of like, at least for my part, I haven't made a lot of memories that I can remember. Whenever I think back to playing Mount&Blade, Warband, Ferrets, or whatever, I always like kind of cherish the times, even though all I did was waste my whole life on a video game with other people who were also wasting their life on a video game. But for some reason, it gave me like a feeling that, hey, I'm part of a community now, and it actually counts for something. So yeah, I think it was fun. And
it does indeed. It will be fun if we don't fucking die off, that's for sure. I just got trade offer from the Russian. No, we're not dealing in guns. We could. I don't think our team's into that. At least not yet. But yeah. It's been a great year. Let's hope it's great the next year as well. I wish to all the people I mentioned before, Happy New Year. May you and your families, your loved ones, have health, prosperity, all that you want. And I wish that to all the people in the community that I also do not have the time to mention because we're over 1 hour and 30 minutes. And holy shit. But we should end it now before we talk for another 2 hours.
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Lord Commander Hussar, for sharing your opinion and your exhaustive knowledge about everything related to Mount&Blade. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, I'm very knowledgeable on the subject. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I love talking to intellectuals, so I
I
hope
am,
we get to do this again.
I hope we
Yeah.
get to this again. I get to show off that I'm a destroyed person again. Yeah, I mean...
But you forgot to give thanks to one person, and that's yourself. So I'm gonna do it for you.
myself.
Like you've done, I think, more for the SGR than anybody else in the SGR. Just starting on local things. And as for the other mod communities, I'm pretty sure everyone knows your name by now, which is quite an achievement that you made yourself a name from. I met you 7 years ago. Back then, I didn't even know you. You were a no-name Greek, and now there's practically no mod events without you. There's practically no fun in the Empire without you and your regiment. But yeah, like you did a lot, and so you should be proud of yourself for that as well. And I'm glad you're hopeful about the new year because, well, if you have this capacity in yourself to give all of us hope, which you do, because you're a good leader, and I'm proud of you for becoming this good leader. Yeah, I think things will go just fine for all of us. So thank you for all of the work and all of this knowledge that you have. And yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Damn it. You're making me blush now.
Okay,
but
sorry. Kidding.
but yeah, thanks. As I usually say, there's always room for improvement, and I don't think I'm all that great. But yeah, we'll see. We'll do our best as usual. And I don't know if the people who watch this will care. This too long, so I don't know if they'll get to the end of it, anyways. But if they do, we're planning on doing a Friday North and South event. If you're a reg leader, you're a clan leader, you're interested, send me a message so that I know that when I actually start hosting it, I won't be by myself. And Belgium, they have said they'll come. So yeah, if you're interested in that, send a message. Thank you, Marth, a lot for recording this and for being here, for being a great guy. I don't know, for a long time you're a good person. And thanks for the comments as well. And yeah.
Yeah. And for our dear viewers, see you in the next episode, I guess.
Yes. In the next episode. That will be during an event. Don't say that.
Yes. Okay, I'm stopping the recording now, so yeah.
Okay.